Hey everyone, welcome to another video. This video is gonna be a chatty get ready with me, and we're gonna be chatting about the fact that I have been on YouTube for a year now. We're gonna celebrate a bit. I'm gonna chat a bit about my experience this past year. So let's get right into it. So if you haven't been on my channel before, my name is Marley and I love making YouTube videos about makeup and beauty. I love trying out new makeup, I love trying out new things, but I also try to not spend too much, focus on the things I already own. So I also have Shop My Stash, Project Ban, all those things. So if that sounds good to you, then don't forget to subscribe. I usually upload about 2 to 3 videos a week, sometimes even more, and I would love to see you again on my channel. So I just brought out a few things that I wanted to use again and that I wanted to give another go. I brought out the Red Dragon palette by Oden's Eye and Judy. I also brought out some Kiko from the Precious Rituals collection. Also some things from my Shop My Stash and Project Ban. I'm not going to be talking about these products too much. I'm just going to be talking about the topic, the fact that I've been on YouTube for a year. So let's just start with the eye primer. So about a year ago I also did a chatty get ready with me, and in that video I already chatted a little bit about why I started this channel and why I wanted to make YouTube videos, and I also told you a little bit about me, about my life, what I'm doing, where I live. So I don't know if a lot of people saw that video, because when I filmed that video I was like at 30 subscribers and now there are a few more. I gained quite a bit in a year. I'm not monetized yet. If you see any advertisements on my videos, that money isn't going to me, okay? YouTube thinks I'm not worthy to make money, but they do think I'm worthy to make money off of. So that's what's going on there. But okay, I have, at the point that I'm filming this, I have like 714 subscribers, and it took me about 3 months, I think, to gain my first 100. So I think there are a lot of people here that don't really know a lot about the background, that really know a lot about why I'm here, who I am. So I'm 25 years old, I live in the Netherlands, I live in a kind of small city, medium-sized city for the Netherlands, in Arnhem. And I've been into makeup basically all my life. Well, at least in some form. I used to be all about dressing up and painting my face and things like that. When I got a little bit older, I got this really cheap children makeup, and then later on I got makeup at Claire's, and I was always just playing around a little bit. I didn't really wear it that much until I was like 13, 14, and everything kind of started with just mascara and lipstick, but then it became more and more. I added more different steps to the routine, and I was really into beauty blogs. For the longest time I was a reader of beauty blogs. I didn't really watch YouTube, and especially I didn't really watch international, like English speaking American YouTubers when I was younger. I didn't really do that because I wasn't really on YouTube a lot when I was like 15, 16 years old. But everything kind of started when I wanted to start a beauty blog myself, and I did have a beauty blog for a few years there. But in the end, and I also tried to do some videos when I was a few years younger. I believe it was like 5 years ago when I thought I also wanted to add some YouTube videos to my blog. But in the end, I just felt a little bit too awkward. I didn't really know what to do, how to behave. I was a bit young, I feel, to really review products, because you really have to be a little bit harsh sometimes. You really have to have the mindset that you just say it when you don't like something, and I didn't feel like I had that before, but now I feel more and more like I have that. And I can look at products a little bit from a distance, not just as something that I spend money on and so I wanna like it. I think when I was younger, I kind of liked all the makeup that I bought. I wasn't really thinking about what do I like, what don't I like, what do I like about it, why am I using this and not that. But okay, I've been into makeup for years and years and years, and then I decided to start an Instagram about a year and 2 months ago. Like, it 2020, September 2020, I was like, you know what? We are all in this weird situation where we don't go anywhere. We don't really have a place to wear makeup to, but I still wanted to do something with makeup and have fun with makeup. So I started an Instagram page, and I actually really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. And from that I was like, you know what? I could maybe start a YouTube channel. But I had been thinking about that for longer. I'd been thinking, should I do it? Should I not? I wasn't in the best situation to start a YouTube channel. I did have the equipment already. I did have the camera, I did have the lights and things like that. But I live in kind of like a studio, but I live together with my boyfriend, so we don't have rooms. I can't really go to another room to film, so he has to be out or he has to be quiet if I want to film, and that's not really the most ideal situation. So because of that, I was toying with the idea for longer, but I hadn't really done it yet. But about a year ago, I was like, you know what? I just have to do it. I shouldn't let my plans be held back just because I don't feel like it's the perfect time to start. And I was like, even if I make just a few videos, even if it's bad quality, even if I don't have the best background or a lot of background noises, everything that I can do before I move is something, and I can grow my channel and I can at least practice and become better at it. So I was like, I'm just gonna start and do this. And I was actually so nervous for my first videos. I was so scared. I couldn't even sleep because of it. I do seem a little bit awkward in my first videos. It took a few months to really get into it more and really become more comfortable in front of the camera. But like the first 3, 4, 5 videos, I was so scared, but also very excited. It was just a completely new thing. And I just felt like I kind of had to learn how to speak to a camera and not feel weird about it. It just feels a little bit weird when you just start out with something like that, because you're not talking to anyone, but you have to talk as if you are talking to someone. And yeah, I just felt kind of weird about that. I had made YouTube videos before, but those were more like educational videos, and I had to present a text that I'd already written. And now it was like, okay, I just have to talk as if I'm talking to a friend, and I don't want to script this. I just want to say what I want to say in the moment. I don't really script my videos, and unless I'm making like a very specific point, like the video I did on Natasha Denona and ABH and how I felt like Natasha Denona was maybe a bit overhyped. I did kind of script that video so that I would be sure that you would get my point, and I wouldn't look back later on and be like, okay, that is not exactly what I meant to say. It's also a bit harder sometimes because English isn't my native language. I'm pretty good at it, but sometimes it's a bit harder to express myself in English than in Dutch. But okay, I was very nervous at the start, and I did think it was really fun. I was excited about it, but I also didn't really know what to expect. The first video that I put online, I had a lot of technical difficulties with. I rendered it wrong so that there was no sound on the video, and it was already on YouTube, and I already put it in my Instagram stories. But that is also what you have at the start when you begin something like this. When you begin a YouTube channel, then you're gonna run into some problems you didn't realize were gonna happen. They're just things that you can't really prepare for, that you don't really know are gonna be an issue, that you don't really know you have to pay attention to. And sometimes those things still happen to me. Sadly, sometimes I still run into things that I didn't know were a thing. But after I got used to it a little bit, I did feel like I was doing the right thing for me. I was in the right place. I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, and it never really felt like work. It felt like something that came pretty natural to me almost, and I feel like I could do this for a very, very long time. I even feel like it would be so cool to have this as kind of like a part-time job even. And I also just feel like I've learned a lot on this journey. I've learned so much about all the different things, all the different tools that you can use to actually get views, get new subs. I'm still learning, but especially things as thumbnails. When you just start out, it feels like it feels like something so daunting, because you're like, how am I gonna make my thumbnails look good? How am I gonna make thumbnails that people click on? And there's so many things that you have to figure out. But then once you figured it out, once you're there, then you just know, and you can just make thumbnails, and you kind of use the same technique over and over. You just change it up a little bit. And I feel like if you start something at the beginning, it always kind of feels like it's all so difficult and there's so much you have to learn, and are you ever gonna really get it? But then after you've been going at it for a little bit, you kind of get the hang of it, you kind of get the idea of it, and it becomes much easier until it's like second nature. And I feel like I'm at a point now that YouTube just feels like I've done it forever and ever. Like I've been doing this for years and years. I don't know any better. Of course, I'm not perfect at it. I don't know everything. I still have a lot to learn, but at least it doesn't feel like something that is so difficult to do as it was at the start. So I'm just gonna take the inner corner highlight from the Giant Wools palette, this one by Annette. I think that's such a beautiful shade, and I think it will go well with this look. One thing I've learned is that you can't really plan your growth, but there's a lot of things you can do right or wrong. Sometimes you'll post a video, sometimes I post a video and I think this is gonna get quite a lot of views and I'm gonna get quite a lot of subs from this, but it doesn't always happen exactly as you plan. But there are so many things you can do to at least increase the chance that people are gonna find your video and gonna click on your video. I think one of the things that is really important as a creator to do is to use the tools that are handed to you by YouTube. They make it possible to use different things like the end screen and adding thumbnails and things like that. And that is something that I've been focusing on more in the past month or so, because I definitely have been slacking on a few things here and there. I haven't done everything right. It's also hard to do everything right at once, but I feel like it's important to look at all the different aspects that can help you, that can help people find you and can actually persuade them maybe to sub to you. I feel like I'm kind of also giving advice in this video of the things that I've learned a little bit and how I've experienced it. Even though I'm not an expert, I do feel like things have been going pretty well. And I think one of the fun things about YouTube for me is just thinking about things, just kind of planning and analyzing and thinking about strategies to make my channel better and to make it easier for people to find me. I just think that is very interesting to kind of see what works and kind of keep up with the trends and to kind of just analyze the things that work for you and your own channel. I just think that is a very fun part of YouTube, which I hadn't really expected. I was thinking the most fun part was just gonna be an excuse to play with makeup and to talk about makeup, but I just think kind of figuring things out, like making thumbnails or changing the title to be easier to be found, things like that, I also find very interesting to do. So it is literally 1.5 hours later. There was a lot of noise going out in my building, a lot of drilling, a lot of vacuuming, I think. So much noise. So I had to wait for that to be over, but I think it's over. I'm hoping I can kind of finish this video. I absolutely lost my train of thought. I don't know what I was saying, but let's just move on. I applied a little bit of concealer. I applied my mascara in the meantime because that's not that interesting. I'm just gonna apply some cream bronzer. One thing that I didn't really expect, I feel like I'm a bit all over the place in this video. We'll see how I feel about it when I watch it back. But one thing I didn't really expect was how much more makeup I'm buying. I'm actually buying a lot more makeup than I was the years before. I was buying quite a few things for just a regular consumer that was kind of obsessed with makeup. I was spending enough money on it for sure, but I was like, when I start my channel, I'm just gonna do my best and not buy anything that I wouldn't buy otherwise. But once you're in this business, once you're doing this, you kind of forget what it was like before and what you would buy or not buy before. So I feel like I'm buying extra things for sure. There are some things that I just feel like kind of need to be on my channel that I just want to review, and the exciting part about it is also the review. Of course, I like the products and I know I want to use them, I want to try them, but I really think an exciting part about makeup is also just trying it out and reviewing it, and that's something that's definitely changed. And I feel like I still kind of have to learn to find a balance with that, because definitely the last few months I feel like I've been spending a lot of money on makeup and it could be a little bit less. But in general, I just feel like YouTube is so fun for me. I love everything about YouTube and I've learned so much the past year, and I'm really happy that I actually just went for it and didn't let myself be held back by my living situation, and just didn't care that not everything was gonna be perfect, because often when you're gonna do something new, it's not gonna feel like your situation is perfect. There are always gonna be things that you can say, that you can use as an excuse to not do what you really want to do. So I'm glad I kind of put my fears aside and just tried it, and it actually has been working out quite well. It hasn't been that difficult for me to make this work, but the situation just changes. Right now my boyfriend is home a lot, so I can't really film whenever I want to. Before this he wasn't home a lot for a few months and I had a lot of freedom. I might move pretty soon. I'm hoping to move at some point in the near future, but that's also something I can't really be sure about. So I really don't know about my situation. Also, I'm looking for a job. I'm looking to start working full time, and that will also change a lot for my YouTube situation. And now I'm basically just finishing up my thesis. I'm a philosophy student and I have a lot of time to film videos. If my boyfriend's schedule allows it, then I can film a lot of videos. I have a lot of time in the weekends to film right now. So this situation could kind of change anytime now. If I get a job, I won't be able to film during the days, during the week. I will have to film a lot more during the weekends, but then there are other things I'll probably want to do during the weekend because I'm working full-time. So I'm posting a lot right now, but I don't know how it's gonna go. I don't know how it's gonna be when I get a job. It's gonna be really busy, and I don't think I will be able to post as much as I do now. And I feel like I should also buy less, because when I have a lot to review, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work because I also want to get it up pretty soon, pretty fast. So there's no way to tell what my future and the future of my channel is gonna look like. But one thing I know for sure, and that is that I want to keep making videos. It's just a question how many videos it's gonna be. How many videos a week am I gonna post? I don't know. Now I'm planning to do a Will I Buy It once a week. That's also quite a lot of work, but at least I'm having a lot of fun and I learned so many things, and I feel like my channel is really growing, and I think that's so nice to see, and such a good feeling that your work actually pays off and people actually enjoy the videos that you make. Once I get monetized, I'm also gonna film a video kind of talking a little bit more about how I did that. I think, but we'll see when it happens. I hope it won't take too long. But I think it would be kind of nice to reflect on that whole process of getting monetized, because it can take quite a while and you have to be patient. It kind of depends also on your subject, your niche. I feel like there are a lot of beauty creators, a lot of people that review products that you kind of have to compete with as well. So I quickly put on the lip liner off camera. So I have quite some thoughts about YouTube and YouTube strategy and monetization and things like that. If you're interested in that, I can share it. If you're not, I can also just leave it. But if you have any more questions about being a YouTuber, what it's been like the last year, if you have any other things you'd like to know, please let me know in the comments. I always answer my comments. If I don't answer your comment, it could be that you were very mean and I don't think it's worth my time. Or it could be that there's something with the YouTube comments, or there's some like glitch in the YouTube comments, because sometimes I can see that someone has commented, but then when I click on it, it just disappears and I can't react to it and it's just not there anymore. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I really want to comment back to you all. But okay, let me quickly put on this lipstick and then I will finish up this video. So I will link everything that I use down below. This is the finished look. A really red and warm toned and spicy. I really like it. So as I said, please let me know in the comments if there's anything you'd like to know, if there are any other questions. I feel like this video was a bit of a mess. It was a bit rambly. I was all over the place, also because I had to stop for such a long time. So if anything is unclear, please let me know. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. And then I will see you in my next one. Bye bye.